Hello there, a very good evening and welcome to another edition of Primetime News on TV1. I'm Charlene Benedict for the Newsfirst team.
And I'm Thiruni Karunaratne. Here are our top stories for tonight.
Newsfirst headlines. Main sponsor.
A trusted place for your fixed deposit. Valuable FD, a symbol of stability.
Legal action over central bank treasury bond scam. No immunity for Ranil and can be summoned, says cabinet spokesperson. President Putin invites AKD to attend BRICS summit. Indian Foreign Minister Jay Shankar to visit the island this week. Final agreement on UNP SJB alliance still pending.
එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂය සමග අපි එකතු විය යුතු නැත කියන මතයට කැමැති අය ඔක්කොම අත උස්සන්න.
Indian High Commissioner meets Tamil political parties, urges unified approach for elections. Restrictions continue on the purchase for 5 million e-passports. No more restrictions on the proposal to purchase 750,000 new passports. Bus fares to be reduced from midnight today.
Newsfirst headlines. Main sponsor.
A trusted place for your fixed deposit. Valuable FD, a symbol of stability.
Starting off with your top story tonight, Cabinet spokesperson Vijitha Herath said that former President Ranil Wickremesinghe can now be summoned to court over the central bank treasury bond scam as he no longer enjoys presidential immunity. During today's press briefing to announce cabinet decisions, Herath emphasized that legal action will definitely be taken in relation to the central bank bond scam.
Kumara Disanayake held his first cabinet meeting as president last evening. Today, a press conference was held at the Government Information Department to announce the decisions made during that meeting. During the press conference, a journalist questioned about the central bank treasury bond scam.
අපි දන්නවා මේ මහා බැංකුව අධිපතිවරයෙක් මම හිතන්නේ ලෝකෙම යම්කිසි උසාවියකින් වරෙන්තු නිකුත් කරලා ඒ නීතිමය ක්‍රියාවලියට ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්නේ නැතුව රටින් පැනලා ඉන්නේ එකම මහා බැංකුව අධිපතිවරයා මම හිතන්නේ අර්ජුන මහේන්ද්‍රන් වෙන්න ඕන අපි දන්න විදියට. ඒතර හිටපු ජනාධිපතිවරයා අගමැති කාලෙත් කිව්වා මට මගුල් ගෙදරක ගිහිල්ලා එනවා කියලා ගියා කියලා.
Preliminary steps have already been taken. I believe Mahendran's reason for leaving the country, supposedly for a wedding, may no longer be valid. We expect to bring him back to the country soon. Ranil Wickremesinghe is no longer the president and does not have immunity. The case did not proceed earlier due to the constitutional immunity he enjoyed. Now we have the authority to bring him before a court of law. Let's see what unfolds.
Meanwhile, Minister Vijitha Herath stated that the vehicles used by the former president's personal staff, which have been returned, will be properly inspected and allocated to suitable government institutions. Yesterday, the presidential office revealed that 107 vehicles provided to the former president's personal staff have been returned to the presidential office.
We have taken over and are reallocating these vehicles following proper administrative procedures. Many government institutions are struggling without vehicles, so we will provide those to them. There are also luxury bulletproof vehicles, but we will not use them. We are focusing on vehicles that can be used by ministry officials and government institutions, and we will distribute them quickly to essential areas. Some of these bulletproof vehicles have very high maintenance costs, like tires costing around 5 million rupees each. We are currently intervening through the Presidential Secretariat to decide what to do with such valuable vehicles. We have not received all the allocated vehicles. For now, we will quickly allocate usable vehicles to ministry officials and government institutions.
The cabinet also decided yesterday to appoint a 3-member committee to review the entitlements, allowances and privileges of members of parliament, ministers and former presidents, and to submit a report within 2 months. Based on the Prime Minister's proposal, this committee will be chaired by retired Supreme Court Judge K.T. Chitrasiri, with retired Ministry Secretary D. Disanayake and retired District Secretary Jayantha Bulamulla as members.
පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රීවරුන්ගේ ඇමතිවරුන්ගේ සහ හිටපු ජනාධිපතිවරුන්ගේ
The cabinet has decided to appoint a committee to review the entitlements, allowances and privileges of members of parliament, ministers and former presidents. This committee will study and recommend necessary reforms and amendments and submit a report to the cabinet. The three-member committee will present a report on these privileges and the cabinet will take further action based on their recommendations.
Indian media reported today that External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is expected to visit Sri Lanka this week. The visit would be the first by any foreign minister after the presidential elections last month. Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar will be visiting Sri Lanka this week and call on newly elected President Anurakumara Dissanayake, who assumed office on the 23rd of September. Indian media reported that his visit to Colombo will be the first by any foreign minister after the presidential elections last month. Jaishankar's visit to the neighbouring island nation is expected to begin on the 4th of October.
The US and Russian ambassadors to Sri Lanka called on President Anurakumara Dissanayake separately this morning.
US Ambassador to Sri Lanka Julie Chang paid a courtesy call on President Anurakumara Dissanayake this morning. The meeting took place at the President's office. The President's media division said that the meeting reaffirmed the strong bilateral relationship between the United States and Sri Lanka. The US Ambassador said on X, formerly known as Twitter, that she emphasized on shared goals of building stronger, inclusive communities and thriving local economies, highlighting that the United States' assistance and programs to empower Sri Lankans to achieve their own goals and aspirations while enhancing the country's capabilities in transparency, accountability, civic participation and good governance. As Sri Lanka embarks on a new chapter, she said that the United States remains your strong partner in supporting unity, good governance, prosperity and human rights. Russian Ambassador Levanes Zagarian called on Sri Lankan President Anurakumara Dissanayake and handed the congratulatory message on behalf of the President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, as well as the invitation to take part in the BRICS summit in Kazan from the 22nd October to the 24th October 2024. The parties exchanged views on the current volume of bilateral cooperation and some issues of international agenda. The ambassador took the opportunity to present the Russian position on the Ukrainian conflict and goals of the Russian special military operation in the region.
The second phase of the Bandaranaike International Airport Development Project and the terrestrial television broadcast digitization project funded by the Japan International Cooperation Agency or JICA is to resume again. The chief representative of the Japan International Cooperation Agency or JICA, Yamada Tetsuya, along with a delegation of senior representatives, met with the secretary to the president, Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumanayake, at the presidential secretariat this afternoon. The discussions today focused on the second phase of the Bandaranaike International Airport Development Project implemented by JICA and the immediate launch of the terrestrial television broadcast digitization project. In a recent meeting with the secretary to the president, the Japanese ambassador emphasized the need for the swift completion of 11 ongoing projects supported by JICA. Today's discussion centered on accelerating the progress of these initiatives. Katsuhiro Suzuki, the second secretary of the Japanese embassy in Sri Lanka, along with other officials, also attended the meeting.
The central bank said that Sri Lanka recorded deflation for the first time since 2015. In September 2024, deflation is when prices decrease over time. It stands in contrast to inflation, which refers to when prices rise. In the current circumstances, the island's economy is seeing a deflationary trend.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka announced that headline inflation as measured by the year-on-year change in the Colombo Consumer Price Index entered negative territory in September 2024. This marks the first instance of deflation since September 2015 with a recorded deflation rate of 0.5%. The food category experienced a year-on-year deflation of 0.3% in September 2024, a significant shift from 0.8% inflation recorded in August 2024. Similarly, the non-food category also saw a year-on-year deflation of 0.5% in September 2024 compared to the 0.4% inflation in the previous month.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka reported that Sri Lanka's reserves increased to $6 billion, while remittances exceeded $500 million. Sri Lanka's gross official reserves improved to $6 billion at end August 2024 compared to the $4.4 billion at end December 2023. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka said that this includes the swap facility from the People's Bank of China, which is subject to conditionalities on usability. Net purchases of foreign exchange from domestic foreign exchange market by the Central Bank amounted to $149 million in August 2024. Meanwhile, import coverage of gross official reserves amounted to 4 months of imports as at end August 2024. The central bank also added that foreign investments in the government securities market recorded a net outflow of $30 million in August 2024, resulting in a cumulative net outflow of $251 million during January to August 2024. Meanwhile, foreign flows to the Colombo Stock Exchange, including both primary and secondary market transactions, recorded a net inflow of $13 million in August 2024 and a cumulative net inflow of $44 million during January to August 2024. The central bank also said that workers' remittances amounted to $577 million in August 2024 in comparison to $499 million recorded in August 2023. Monthly workers' remittances exceeded $500 million consecutively for 6 months since March 2024.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka has also said that the Sri Lankan rupee appreciated against currencies in 2024.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka said that the exchange rate, which exhibited some volatility with depreciation pressures during mid-month, demonstrated an appreciation in the latter part of September 2024. The Sri Lanka rupee recorded an appreciation for the month of September 2024, while an overall appreciation trend was observed during the year. The Sri Lanka rupee appreciated by 8.2% against the US dollar during the year up to the 30th September 2024. Meanwhile, reflecting cross-currency movements, the Sri Lanka rupee appreciated against other major currencies such as the euro, the pound sterling, the Chinese yuan, the Japanese yen, the Indian rupee and the Australian dollar during the year up to 30th September 2024. In line with the nominal appreciation of the Sri Lanka rupee during the year up to August 2024, the real effective exchange rate against the basket of 24 currencies or RIA24 also appreciated. Accordingly, RIA24 index increased from 70.2 at end December 2023 to 72.8 at end August 2024, reflecting a reduction in external competitiveness during the period.
Sri Lanka's merchandise exports have hit a record high in August 2024. Earnings from merchandise exports recorded an increase of 9.5% year-on-year to $1,224 million in August 2024, recording the highest monthly earnings thus far in 2024. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka said that the increase was broad-based, with industrial exports making the largest contribution. The increase in exports of industrial goods in August 2024 year-on-year was primarily driven by textiles and garments, which recorded the highest earnings of $512 million since August 2022. Earnings from exports of agricultural goods increased, supported by tea and coconut-related products such as fibre, desiccated coconut and coconut oil exports, despite a decline in minor agricultural exports.
The Ministry of Transport has decided to reduce bus fares effective from midnight tonight. Bus fares will be reduced by 4.24%. This decision aims to pass on the benefits of the recent fuel price reduction, which came into effect from midnight yesterday, to the public.
The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation announced a reduction in fuel prices. Accordingly, the price of octane 92 petrol has been reduced by 21 rupees per litre. The new price is 311 rupees per litre. The price of auto diesel has been reduced by 24 rupees per litre, with the new price being 283 rupees per litre. The price of super diesel has decreased by 33 rupees per litre, with the new price being 319 rupees per litre. The price of kerosene has been reduced by 19 rupees per litre. The new price is 183 rupees per litre. However, there is no change in the price of 95 octane petrol. Lanka IOC and Sepetco also revised their fuel prices to meet the CPC levels. The cabinet spokesperson stated that as the economy strengthens, steps will be taken to gradually reduce fuel prices.
We
are keen to significantly reduce fuel prices. However, this must be done after careful analysis of the profit and loss implications. If we reduce prices by large amounts such as 100 rupees or 200 rupees at once, it could impact the financial stability. Therefore, we plan to gradually reduce fuel prices as the economy strengthens. With these reductions, we aim to lower bus fares, three-wheeler fares and other production costs. We will also consider reducing LP gas prices in the future. The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation will conduct a review and reductions will be made accordingly.
The Samiki Joint Trade Union Alliance has expressed its disapproval of the recent fuel price adjustment.
We strongly disagree with the decisions made by the President and the Minister of Energy regarding this fuel price adjustment. During the presidential election, the President clearly highlighted the issues with the current fuel pricing. As a prominent trade union leader and party figure, he exposed the exploitation in fuel pricing. However, his recent decision, taken without any consultation, has created significant challenges for both industrialists and professionals who are striving to revive the country's economy. Here is a response from the chairman of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation regarding this matter. We have introduced a pricing formula for our fuel prices, which has been approved and legalized by the cabinet. The fuel prices are determined based on this formula. If we were to reduce fuel prices significantly again, we would need to consider the tax implications. Decisions on taxes cannot be made based on political perspectives alone. They must consider the overall impact on the country's economy. This requires time for study and analysis. Discussions are currently ongoing to understand the economic situation better. These discussions are taking place as we speak. In response to the recent reduction in diesel prices, the National Transport Commission has decided to lower bus fares effective from midnight tonight. The Commission announced that the minimum bus fare will be reduced from 28 rupees to 27 rupees. This reduction will apply to standard services, semi-luxury services, luxury services and super luxury services. The Ministry of Transport also stated that legal action will be taken against any bus operators who charge passengers more than the stipulated fare. The Lanka Private Bus Owners Association has stated that it is not feasible to reduce bus fares at this time. On the 31st August, the price of diesel was reduced by 10 rupees and last night it was further reduced by 24 rupees. This totals a reduction of 34 rupees. According to our pricing formula, we need to review any increase or decrease in fuel prices by 4% to adjust bus fares. The All Ceylon Private Bus Owners Association has agreed to reduce bus fares. This benefit must be definitely passed on to the passengers. Therefore, we have decided to reduce bus fares by approximately 4%. Consequently, the minimum bus fare will also be reduced. Currently, the minimum fare is 28 rupees, but we believe there will be no issue in bringing it down to 25 rupees. The All Ceylon Inter-Provincial School Children Transport Services Association has stated that despite the reduction in fuel prices, it is not feasible to lower school transport fees. At this moment, we do not intend to adjust the transport fees. The reason is that every time there is an increase in costs, such as additional parts and other expenses, it impacts our overall expenses.
The All Ceylon Three-Wheeler Owners Association and Drivers Association has announced that there will be no reduction in three-wheeler fares. Chairman Sundil Jaruk stated that fares will only be reduced if the price of petrol drops below 300 rupees.
The Court of Appeal has extended the interim order preventing the implementation of the previous government's decision to purchase 5 million electronic passports until the 6th of November. This decision was made by the Court of Appeal bench comprising Justices Mohammed Lafar and P. Kumaratnam during the hearing of a writ petition filed in this regard. Epic Lanka Private Limited filed the petition alleging that the previous cabinet's decision to procure a bulk of electronic passports was made unlawfully, bypassing proper procurement procedures. The petition also highlighted that the cabinet had approved the purchase of 750,000 passports from 2 foreign companies as part of the initial procurement for the 5 million e-passports. On the 26th of September, the Court of Appeal issued an interim order suspending the implementation of the cabinet decision to purchase the 750,000 passports. However, the court decided today to not extend this interim order any further. The decision was made after considering the submissions by Additional Solicitor General Sumathi Dharmawardana, who appeared on behalf of Acting Controller General of Immigration and Emigration, Niluka Balasurya. Dharmawardana informed the court that a 5-member expert committee would be appointed today to study the approval given by the previous cabinet for the procurement of 750,000 passports from 2 foreign companies. Additional Solicitor General Sumathi Dharmawardana said that the committee's recommendations will be presented to the new cabinet. Taking these submissions into account, the court decided not to extend the interim order suspending the purchase of the 750,000 passports. The petition is scheduled to be heard again on the 6th of November.
A trusted place for your fixed deposit. Valuable FD, a symbol of stability.
Welcome to Fox Candy. Your haven for unforgettable experiences.
President Andrew Kumara Dissanayake has ordered a 2-week suspension of the evaluation of answer sheets for the Grade 5 scholarship examination.
About 324,000 students faced the Grade 5 scholarship examination on the 15th of September at 2,849 examination centres island-wide. However, just a few hours after the conclusion of the examination, it was reported that several questions had been leaked prior to the examination. The first incident was reported from Anuradhapura. Thereafter, parents of candidates across the island staged protests demanding justice for their children. The Commissioner General of Examinations, after holding lengthy discussions with the committee that prepared the paper, finally decided to award marks for the remaining 37 questions, excluding the 3 that were allegedly leaked. The Criminal Investigation Department was assigned to probe into this matter. Following the investigation, the director of the Planning Division at the National Institute of Education in Maharagama was arrested along with several others in connection with the incident. In addition to the CID, a specialist committee appointed by Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasurya also looked into the matter. At a media briefing held yesterday, the Commissioner General of Examinations said that the number of questions allegedly leaked was 3. However, the parents of the students claimed that it was 8 questions that were leaked and not 3. A group of parents that protested opposite the Ministry of Education yesterday went on to meet the President at the President's office as well. There, they had pointed out once again that it was 8 questions that had been leaked and not 3 as claimed by the Commissioner General of Examinations. Citing this matter, the parents had requested a re-examination.
The final decision that has been reached is for the suspension of the evaluation of answer sheets for 2 weeks. I request the parents who claimed that 8 questions were leaked to submit whatever proof they have for that within tomorrow. Accordingly, we can continue our investigation and take decisions through the committee that has been appointed. Even a re-examination could give rise to more problems. Therefore, we will arrive at a final decision, making sure that there is minimum unfairness towards any party involved.
The Kasbaba electorate organizer of the United National Party, Saman Ratnapriya, said that a final decision on whether or not the UNP will contest together with the Samagi Janabalavega will be made tomorrow. He added that discussions regarding this matter between the two party leaders are still ongoing. Now, meanwhile, a group of SJB representatives of the Ampara district reached a decision not to form an alliance with the United National Party. Various factions visited the presidential campaign office of Ranil Wickremesinghe along Flower Road in Colombo and held discussions with him.
We have already concluded our discussions on the symbol. The discussions on the teams are also over. All groups have banded with us. We are also trying to continue discussions with the SJB in a much more open manner. If they too are willing to join us, we can all move forward as a broad alliance. The SJB did put forward a few conditions. However, it is difficult for us to agree to some of those conditions. More discussions will be held. We believe a positive decision will be made after discussions are concluded. The decision will be made tomorrow evening.
Meanwhile, a group of SJB activists from the Digamadulla electorate collectively decided against the formation of a UNP-SJB alliance in Ampara today. The group included former provincial council and local government members as well.
Everyone who believes that the SJB should not form an alliance for as long as Ranil Wickremesinghe remains the leader of the UNP, raise your hands, please. Therefore, we have unanimously decided that for as long as Ranil Wickremesinghe remains the leader of the United National Party, the SJB should not form an alliance with them.
Former parliamentarian Ashok Abesinghe says that for discussions between the SJB and the UNP to succeed, Ranil Wickremesinghe should step down from the UNP leadership. We made a request for Ranil Wickremesinghe to step down from the UNP leadership. There needs to be a new leadership. We can hold discussions thereafter. However, since nothing of that sort seems to be happening, the talks have been stalled. Meanwhile, parliamentarian Vasantayapa Bandara convened a media briefing and expressed his opinion on this matter.
We have no interest in entertaining parliament with a group of crooks like this. We believe that the request of this group that does not have a mandate of the people must be rejected and this JB should contest independently.
Representatives from several Tamil political parties representing the people of the northern and eastern provinces met with the Indian High Commissioner in Colombo last afternoon. The discussion with the Indian High Commissioner included leaders such as Mave Senadiraja, leader of the Lanka Tamil Arasu Katchi, Dr. P. Satyalingam, General Secretary of ITAC, Selvam Adekkalanathan, leader of the Tamil Elam Liberation Organization or TELO, Dharmalingam Siddharthan, leader of the People's Liberation Organization of Tamil Elam, and Suresh Premachandran, leader of the Elam People's Revolutionary Liberation Front. TELO leader Selvam Adekkalanathan stated that the High Commissioner requested the parties to contest the upcoming parliamentary elections as a united front.
He expressed readiness to work with the current president. India is prepared to launch more development projects in the northern province, which should benefit the Tamil people. The High Commissioner emphasized the importance of Tamil parties working together as a single group rather than separately. He hopes that by making good decisions, we can win more seats at the upcoming election. If that happens, we can discuss and reach agreements with the new government on issues concerning the people. We are telling the Tamil Arasu Katchi that we do not necessarily have to contest under our traditional symbol. If we can agree on a common symbol, our party is ready for it. Unity is a timely necessity.
அந்த வகையிலே எங்களை பொறுத்தமட்டிலே இந்த ஒற்றுமை என்பது இப்பொழுது காலத்தின் கட்டாயம். ஆகவே ஒரு
President Anura Kumara Dissanayake met with S. Sridharan, the former Member of Parliament for the Jaffna district from the Tamil National Alliance, at the Presidential Secretariat. The President's Media Division announced that S. Sridharan extended his congratulations to Anura Kumara Dissanayake on being elected as the new Executive President by the People's Mandate. He also engaged in a cordial conversation with the President.
පින්තාරු වැඩමුළුව හා ප්‍රදර්ශනය NVQ සහතිකලාභී වෘත්තීය පින්තාරු ශිල්පියෙක් ශිල්පිනියක් වීමට ඔබත් අදම එක්වන්න. විස්තර හා ව්‍යාපදිංචි වීමට අමතන්න 0777 6040. ජැක් පින්තාරු අභිමාන දේශීය දෙව පින්තාරු කරන්නේ උන්නතිය උදෙසා. දිවිය සරු කරන්න ගන්නා වෙහෙස නැත ගොඩයාමක් තිබෙන දුෂ්කරතා හමුවේ එනමුදු දහසක් ලෙඩරෝග බොන්නට පිරිසිදු වතුර නැතුව නිකවරටිය කොටවෙහෙර 257 දිගන්නාව ජනතාවගේ හිතසුව පිණිස පිරිසිදු ජල පෙරණ පද්ධතියකට මුල් කළ තැබූ වගයි.
Welcome back to the news. Today is World Children's Day. This year, Children's Day is being celebrated under the theme providing equal treatment and protection for all children.
The World Children's Day is celebrated today. This day was established by a United Nations General Assembly resolution on the 14th of December 1954 with the aim of drawing adults' attention to the needs of children. The primary goal of declaring a Children's Day is to safeguard children's rights and ensure their safety. The national celebration of the World Children's Day took place at Suhurupaya under the patronage of Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya. During the event, children who excelled in various activities organized around the theme of the day were recognized and awarded. A commemorative stamp was also issued today under the Prime Minister's patronage. Additionally, the Ministry of Education, Sri Lanka Police, the Department of Probation and Childcare Services and the Team Hero organization jointly organized another celebration at the auditorium of the University of Kelaniya. The event was centered around missed lessons. A special awareness program to prevent child abuse was launched today by EVA and Team Hero. This initiative promotes the 109 emergency hotline for children. A demonstration by police K9 units was also held as part of the celebrations. Children under the age of 12 were given free entry to all zoos in the country today. Various programs were organized for children at the Dehiwala Zoo. Special events were also held at the Pinnavala Zoo and the Pinnavala Elephant Orphanage to mark the World Children's Day. For the first time, 3 lion cubs at the Pinnavala Zoo were presented to the public and named Duma, Sion and Faro. The Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption hosted a debate in line with the World Children's Day in Colombo today. The Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption organized a debate to celebrate the World Children's Day, which took place in Colombo. The objective of this event was to promote integrity and anti-corruption values among the youth. The debate featured Anula Vidyalaya Nugegoda and Royal College Colombo, who were the previous champions of the debater program organized by Sirasa TV.
විවාදයට ප්‍රවිෂ්ඨ වෙන ආකාරයත් එක්ක ඇත්තටම ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන අනුලා විද්‍යාලයවත් රාජකීය විද්‍යාලයවත් නෙමෙයි මේ මාතෘකාව ගොඩනගපු අල්ලස්සා දූෂණ කොමිෂන් සභාවේ ඉස්සර දූෂණ පහක් වුණා ඒක හතරක් කරා දැන් හොඳයිනේ ඒක ගැන නෙමෙයි මේ මාතෘකාව කතා කරන්න තියෙන්නේ සමස්ත ලංකාවට හිතරදයක් වෙලා තියෙන අල්ලස් දූෂණය තුරන් කිරීම ගැන.
Ananda College, Thurston College, Itipatana College and Mahanama College were among the 12 schools that were invited to this event.
The Embassy of the Republic of Korea hosted K-Food Showcase, an immersive journey on the Korean culinary arts.
K-Food Showcase is a unique experience to discover the richness and diversity of authentic Korean cuisine, from kimchi to trendy food dishes made by a Korean chef on a special invitation from Korea. The reception took the audience on a round trip to famous Korean food from Korean dramas and movies.
Food is the bridge between not only the body and soul, but connecting societies and also cultures around the world. And every family boasts of its own secret recipes, and also every nation and culture take pride of its own food and dishes. So thanks to the spread of K-culture worldwide, K-food has also become one of the trendy things to experience. K-food is still evolving, is an evolving trend, being created through adoption and adaptation, through their creative blend of tradition and modernity, uniqueness and universality, just like human society and culture. So I wanted to share this wonderful experience through your media platforms and continue strengthen the cultural ties and promote deeper cooperation between Korea and Sri Lanka. And last but not least, congratulations to Sri Lankans for the election of the new president, His Excellency Anura Kumara Dissanayake. And may he and his government guide the nation to prosperity and peace, and for stronger ties between Korea and Sri Lanka.
The event created a platform to help experience the vividness of Korean traditions and modern food trends.
Preparations for the first teacher opera, which is scheduled to take place on the 11th of October, took place yesterday.
The first teacher opera is a unique collaboration blending Russian and Sinhala elements aimed at empowering young practitioners of opera, engaging audiences of all ages. The opera, inspired by the novel The First Teacher by Shingiz Aitmatov, boasts a libretto by Sumudu Pathiraja and a score composed by Prithvi Vijay Siri. Felix Fernando translated the libretto from Sinhala to Russian, while Rohan Ranatunga translated it from Sinhala to English. The choreography for the first teacher opera is masterfully crafted by the award-winning veteran artist Nilan Maligaspe.
An event to launch several brand new Black Knight products was held in Colombo today.
You've seen this before, I'm sure.
Three new fragrances of Black Knight Go pocket perfumes were launched in Colombo today. The general public can now purchase and enjoy the fragrance of these new perfumes. Members of the top management of ICL, which is a part of the Capital Maharaja Group, were among the attendees at today's event.
Japanese ruling party leader Shigeru Ishiba was elected Prime Minister in Parliament on Tuesday, succeeding Fumio Kishida to take charge of the country at a time of low public confidence in politics, a shaky economy and mounting security threats.
本院は
Japanese lawmakers have just elected Ishiba Shigeru as the country's prime minister. The Diet voted Ishiba in today. His Liberal Democratic Party leads the coalition in control of both the upper and lower houses. The 67-year-old has held several cabinet portfolios, including defense minister, and served in the LDP executive. He will be taking up the mantle from the outgoing Prime Minister Kishida Fumio. Kishida announced in August he would not run again as LDP party leader in the wake of a political fundraising scandal. Ishiba will officially form his new cabinet later today. He will then hold a news conference to lay out his priorities and convene his first cabinet meeting. Outgoing Japanese Prime Minister Kishida Fumio's cabinet has resigned ahead of the appointment of a new cabinet, which will be led by Kishida's successor, Ishiba Shigeru. The Kishida administration's cabinet ministers submitted letters of the resignation en masse at a cabinet meeting, which started shortly after 9 a.m. today.
Israeli soldiers have entered Lebanon after the army announced a limited ground operation against Hezbollah.
Israel launched more airstrikes on the southern suburbs of Beirut, bombing several neighborhoods after ordering residents to evacuate.
Now, attacks on Lebanon killed at least 95 people on Monday.
The Israeli military's Arabic language spokesperson said elements of Israel's 98th Division, including the commando, paratrooper and armored brigades, have begun targeted and specific activities in the South Lebanon area. Hezbollah said it launched strikes at soldiers in northern Israel following the incursion. The Iran-backed group has said it will choose a new leader as soon as possible following Israel's assassination of Hassan Nasrallah and has vowed to continue fighting Israel in support of Palestinians in Gaza. Israel's incursion came after hours of Israeli raids and artillery fire across the border and after Israel restricted civilian movements in some border communities. Ahead of the operation, Israel's security cabinet approved the next phase of its war with Hezbollah, according to a national broadcaster. Israel's blistering escalation defies pressure from the US, a key ally, to reach a ceasefire deal with Hezbollah.
I'm more aware than you might know, and I'm comfortable with them stopping. We should have a ceasefire now. Thank you.
The escalation in the war has killed more than 1,000 people, destroyed homes and displaced 1 million in Lebanon, according to authorities.
Yesterday, the President's Media Division revealed that 107 vehicles previously allocated to the former President's personal staff have been returned to the President's office over the past few days following notifications. This announcement was accompanied by a report detailing the vehicles and their usage by the former President's personal staff.
Now, in our news report last night, a name of a parliamentarian or a former parliamentarian was misquoted, and tonight we air a correction. The President's Media Division today announced that 19 vehicles acquired from government institutions by the Presidential Secretariat have been released. Of these, 15 vehicles have been returned to the respective institutions by their officials. And that's a wrap of Primetime News on TV1 for tonight. We leave you tonight with that report.
Has revealed that a luxury Porsche Cayenne S was provided to former Colombo Mayor Rosie Senanayake, who served as an advisor to former President Ranil Wickremesinghe. However, the President's Media Division has not disclosed further details about the vehicle provided to Rosie Senanayake. A 2012 model of this vehicle is valued at over 21 million rupees in the local market, while the 2022 model exceeds 32 million rupees. The 107 vehicles allocated to the former President's personal staff were provided under the provisions of Article 41(1) of the Constitution. This article allows the President to appoint secretaries, and with the approval of the Cabinet, he can also appoint other officials and staff members. However, the salaries for these personal staff members are paid from the Consolidated Fund, which is maintained with public money. According to the statement released by the President's Media Division, 5 secretaries and Chief of Staff Sagala Ratnayake were provided with luxury vehicles. Ratnayake received a Toyota V8 SUV. Senior advisors Akhila Viraj Karyavasam, Dr. RHS Samaratunga, Sunanda Mandaba Bandara and Vadivel Suresh were also provided with luxury vehicles, which have now been returned to the President's office. Additionally, 8 other advisors were given luxury vehicles by former President. Former Parliamentary Secretary General Priyani Vijayasekara and former Ministry Secretaries Dr. Suren Bhatgoda and R. Paskaralingam were among those who received vehicles. Former Minister P. Harrison, appointed as Chief Coordinator, was provided with a Nissan Patrol SUV. 8 Director Generals appointed to the former President's personal staff were also given luxury vehicles, which have now been returned. 26 directors appointed to the former President's personal staff were also provided with luxury vehicles. 10 coordinating secretaries to the former President have returned their vehicles to the President's office. Governor Sendil Thondaman was provided with a Land Rover Discovery 4. 38 members of Parliament who served on the former President's personal staff were also provided with vehicles. State Minister Sita Arambepola received a Mercedes-Benz S300, while Mahinda Anandalut Gamage was given a Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. Ranjit Bandara and Gamini Lokuge of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramana were also provided with vehicles under the former President's personal staff. Other MPs who received vehicles include Vimalavira Disanayaka, Milan Jayatilaka, Nimal Piyatissa, Udayana Kirindigoda, Jagat Priyankara, Kokila Gunawardana, Manjula Disanayaka, M. Rameshwaran, Sudat Manjula, Rajika Vikramasinghe, Chintaka Mayadunne, Priyankara Jairatna, Gunatilaka Rajapaksa and Douglas Devananda. Diana Gamage, who lost her parliamentary seat by court order, was also provided with a V8 under the former President's personal staff. Other MPs who used vehicles include Pradeep Undugoda, S.M. Chandrasena, Madhuru Vitanage, S.M.M. Musharraf, Sudarshana Denipitya, Sampath Atukorala, Veerasena Gamage, Mudita Prashanti Desoisa, Udaya Shanta Gunasekara, S.B. Disanayaka, Asanka Navaratna, Kaishan Navanandana, Upul Mahendra Rajapaksa, Kapila Atukorala, Vichita Berugoda, Jayanta Katagoda, Ajit Rajapaksa, S.C. Muthukumarana and Sahan Pradeep Vitana. The President's Media Division clarified that these vehicles were parked outside the President's office due to lack of space within the premises and emphasized that this was not intended as a display. Following instructions from President Andrukumara Disanayaka, the President's office is currently reallocating these vehicles for essential services.